Hi, it's Nicolette, your end-of-life doula and coach from the End of Life Care. Today, I'd like to talk about advanced healthcare directives and advanced healthcare planning. So what that is it's a directive, a written directive that you put together. Usually there's, in some places there's legal forms, in other places there's other forms that aren't legal, depends on where you live. They have a variety of names, so you need to check out locally what advanced healthcare directive or planning or form is available and whether they're legally binding or not, and get that form to fill out. And what it does is, if you're ever in a situation where you lose your mental capacity or your physical capacity to be able to communicate or express your wishes yourself, then this form comes into place. And it really is a directive to direct your health care providers into your preferences and your choices in terms of treatments and interventions. Most people know it as, like a not to resuscitate alert, but it's a bit broader than that and can be more specific than that now. They're coming more into the fore, they're coming more prominent and more into our discussion, especially as the voluntary euthanasia debate heats up in our communities and our conversations. So that advanced healthcare planning is becoming more of a relevant piece of paper to have for yourself. And the first step really is to appoint somebody to be in that role for you as your medical executor, or here in WA, in Western Australia, it's called an enduring power of guardianship. In other places it comes under your power of attorney. So again, you need to check out how that role, what the name of that is. It might be a medical executor. There's some of the terms, but they're all varied around the world, and in Australia, each state has a different name for it. So, and what that is that person is there legally put in place. So when you do lose your capacity to make decisions for yourself, they become your advocate, they become your voice. They become the person who is expressing your wishes when you can't express them for yourselves, and to make decisions for you, on medical decisions for you and lifestyle decisions for you when you can't communicate them yourself. So it's a really important role. You want to think about who you put in that role. You need to discuss with that person whether they're willing to take on that role. You need to have conversations with that person about your wishes and what you would and wouldn't like, and what you're putting in that form, so they know that they're happy to fulfill that role, that they're happy to uphold your values and your beliefs, even if they're different to their own. So you really want to think about who's in that role for you, because they're going to be your spokesperson. And then with the forms for yourself, when you're filling them out, it's a good starting point is to think about what matters most to you in your life, and what do you value most, and what would you value if you're in that situation where you couldn't make decisions for yourself. And start thinking about what interventions you may or may not want. Do you want to be resuscitated in certain situations? Would you like to have artificial feeding? Would you like to be kept on a machine in a comatose state for a certain period of time? All those things are important to think about. The trouble I think most people have when they're trying to come to these forms is, and I know I have this myself, when you're a healthy person, it's hard to think about those medical scenarios and what you would and would like, and what to say yes to and what to say no to. And sometimes you might say you wouldn't like that in that situation, but it might be life-saving in another situation. So it is really hard. So I would say start very broad, start very general. It might just be, I do not want unnecessarily life-sustaining treatments if I'm in this situation, or I do not want to be resuscitated. Keep it very simple. And then if you do end up having a medical diagnosis, then you can be more specific, because you will know then the progression of the disease, the illness, what the symptoms will be, what the treatments are likely to be. You can talk to the medical people about what they would and would offer, and what it's going to look like potentially, and what the potential implications of different treatments are. So then you can be more specific, then you can tune it down, and then you can update your Advanced Health Directive to be more specific around that time. But in the meantime, it's worth having something in place. It's worth talking to your family about your wishes and what you would and wouldn't like, so they know, so that they can come to terms with that, so they can work through that, because that might challenge them, you know. It might, like organ donation, some people are up for it and some people aren't. So exploring that early with your family is better, so they know your wishes, than leaving it to them to have to decide at the time, and then they might not go with your wishes because they don't agree with them or whatever. So have the conversations, start writing down, start filling out your Advanced Health Directives, and then review them and get support. You know, talk to your medical, your GPs, talk to medical people, talk to your family, seek advice from health departments. There's often lots of courses available now where they're educating people about Advanced Health Directives. I offer workshops myself where I educate people about them, what choices to make, what to think about, and to assist you with that planning. So seek some support, get some information. There's a lot available now. It's definitely in our discussion, in our community. And start thinking about it, because really it's going to make it easier for the people in your life if they have a clear direction of what you would or wouldn't like. It makes it so much easier for everyone involved. Okay, hope that is helpful, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you.